You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Team Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show.
Welcome back. I don't know the other lyrics in the song.
The song's more about a feeling than lyrics.
It's a really good feeling.
Yeah.
When you get your job back,
It's more about
it's
a
good feeling.
It's more about a feeling.
Welcome to the Raw After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason you hear that song is because a certain WWE superstar got his job back tonight and was welcomed back in classic fashion through an announcer's table. What's up, everybody? I'm Quasto with you. Right next to me, as always. You know, when you wear a dress so special, it's only when I'm not here.
Oh, this one's special?
I think
this one
it
was
is.
on the sale rack at Urban Outfitters, so I picked it up.
At Urban Outfitters?
Yeah.
They have dresses at Urban Outfitters?
Yeah.
They do?
Wow.
Yeah, this is the only one that wasn't plaid. and
Wow.
flannel.
I only walk in the dude section at Urban Outfitters. I gotta start. Okay. Kathy, who she made me 2 cupcakes. One's gone.
I didn't make either of them for you, though.
One's on Hornswoggle's head. The other one's in the box.
Yeah, one of them got smashed on Hornswoggle's head tonight.
What a waste of a cupcake.
Yeah.
Kidding.
That pissed me off. These are amazing. So maybe she made these for an event. Whatever.
Cookie butter cupcakes.
I texted her and said, save me 2. And she did.
Yeah.
Kathy, cupcake, off pink / kind of red. What color is this, guys?
Magenta.
Magenta.
Is that magenta? That would be magenta.
Kelly, at Catherine Kelley on Twitter. What's up, girl?
Hey.
Okay.
All right, good. Moving on.
I love it. I give her an amazing intro every week, and it's like, hey.
I've already talked so much by the end of your intro because it's a minute and a half long. But thank you for it.
She brings me back to like when I'm 12. Like I was a fat kid trying to say hi to a hot girl. She's like, hey, and
I
then
was
like
a fat
runs
kid
away.
when I was 12.
You should be used to it, Johnny.
Yeah, I am.
You got a cupcake out of it, though. So.
That's true. You see how I was sloppy. I cupcaked myself.
Feed the fat kid.
I
Feed the fat kid.
shoved it into my mouth.
Just had a flashback.
And ladies and gentlemen, don't be mistaken. Unfortunately, Dale Rutledge is on location tonight. I believe he's working the Thor premiere, which is awesome for him. So he can't make it. And Showtime Josh Padgett, he didn't tell us why he wasn't coming. At this point, because he's the predictions champion, he feels like he just has the right to show up and leave whenever he wants.
I heard that Tom Connolly, though, our host for Main Event, had a Money in the Bank for the predictions title.
So what does that mean exactly, though?
I think since I don't really know.
Yeah, what's he got to run in and case him in the head with it? Like, I would like to see that, actually.
I would love to see that. But yeah, I think that it's just since he also got a perfect score on that, he wanted something.
So he's calling
That's
himself
like his consolation prize.
So he thinks he's the uncrowned predictions champion.
Yeah. I think he was going to run in tonight with the case and...
But Showtime's not here.
Yeah.
Well, so Showtime Josh is not here, Dale Rutledge is not here, but sitting across from us, we have 2 first-timers to the AfterBuzz studios. Right over there, you've seen him on Comedy Central and on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, and he's a wrestling historian. If I need a fact, which I need facts all the time,
yes, you do.
I will text this man wearing a patented CM Punk hoodie. Eddie Pence, everybody.
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing?
Doing that.
I had to get the straight edge thing, but it covers the microphone.
Wait,
So I guess you can do it like that.
Was he the one that you were going to buy the hoodie for when we were at Access?
Yes.
Yes.
Aww.
I texted him. I was like, buy me the hoodie.
Yeah, I said no. I said, Eddie, no, it's too expensive.
And then you said, don't buy the hoodie.
Well, then he does this. He's like, you spend a lot of stuff on Punk gear. You spend a lot of money on Punk gear. And then I start thinking, I'm like, you're right, Johnny.
I'm like, I'm like, you have a kid. I've guilt tripped you. I'm like, don't spend money.
But then like a week later, I'm like, screw it.
Yeah.
I'm buying the Punk hoodie.
I went to the Raw after SummerSlam, and you text me and go, you know, I've been thinking about it a lot. I really want you to buy a Punk.
It's a big decision.
And he was with me.
He told me, yeah.
It's a big decision.
my God.
Look at it. It's got thumb holes.
No, it's amazing.
It's an amazing hoodie.
I don't know where you found
Is
it.
it for 16-year-olds?
I bought it online, WWEshop.com.
Honestly, you can make any hoodie have thumb holes, though.
Yeah, but these were pre-made.
Yeah, and you get the stitching around it.
You get the stitches so it doesn't tear more.
That's why it's $69.99. How much was it?
I got a deal. I got this plus the Best in the World AC/DC shirt.
Oh.
Came in a package.
For how much?
What was the first pay?
I'm not going to say how much. I'm just saying.
You are the best in the world,
saying,
dude.
My son's going to have to work to buy books at college.
You're saying your kid has to wear the same diaper for 2 weeks.
I'm just saying. You have to cut corners.
Just
You got
rinse
to
it
cut
out,
corners.
that's all.
You know, I've been thinking about it a lot. I really want the Punk hoodie if you could find it for me. I'm so glad you bought it yourself, because then, okay,
I bought it
fine.
myself. No-
And next
no
to
one to
him,
blame.
wearing a much more economical outfit, he is the runner and operator and creator of the FearLAblog.com, great sports blog in Los Angeles. Give it up for the Mark Gonzales on Twitter. Mark Gonzales!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
He got applause. I didn't get applause.
Do you need applause with what you're wearing? You're
No,
fine.
it's true. I don't. I should have been working at the Thor premiere tonight.
Speaking of the best in the world, that's how we start off Monday Night Raw. The cult of personality comes down to the ring, and you know the fans are going crazy. All of a sudden, it goes dark. We're here. And Luke Harper's in the ring, guys.
Luke Harper.
Bam! Luke Harper. Now, this match is always good. And what's going on in chat roll to start?
They're asking where Clum and Josh and Dale are.
I just explained it, guys.
I know. There's a 2-minute lag.
Gives
so.
me warm and fuzzies.
All right.
yeah.
Sorry, Sam Del Phoenix. Clum has his own show now called NXT. So he is spewing his knowledge on that audience. And I already explained where Dale and Josh were not.
We still don't know where Josh is.
Yeah,
but-
we have no idea. He's the prediction champion. All right, so Punk versus Harper. I found this very, very interesting because we're starting to see the Wyatts in singles matches now.
Yeah.
I'm fine with seeing Bray in singles matches. I don't know if Harper.
I thought Luke handled his stuff pretty well tonight.
He does.
I
but
mean, he's
I
with
don't know.
Punk, which makes it easier.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
It's just
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. What's happening? It's
No,
already
say-
weird.
Just
It's
jump
already
in.
weird.
I'm sorry.
It's already
I'm
weird.
just-
No, it's already weird.
That was your punk wave.
I have a Luke Harper belt on.
I'm contemplating splitting me and Kath. I thought about maybe she should sit next to one of you guys and vice versa,
but you didn't want to.
no, because I don't know.
You
I
want to
just
sit next to Kath.
I feel like we get better camera shots if I sit next to you. I don't know.
You get more airtime.
She has the cupcakes, too. So
Yeah.
you
I'm
don't
sorry.
have
What's
cupcakes.
I get more
happening?
FaceTime if I sit next to Kath. All right, so no, the Wyatts in singles action. I don't know. What's going on with the Wyatts right now? It's setting up for a massive Survivor Series match. I think.
Well, I'm glad they've elevated the Wyatts up to move it. Now they're dealing with Punk and Bryan instead of beating up Kofi every week. I think it's
True.
You know, it's taking them to the next level. Which
Didn't they
is
also
nice.
beat up 3MB at one point?
Everyone who hasn't
everyone-
who hasn't beaten up 3MB.
All right,
That's
we'll
like,
get
oh,
to
you're
that.
working here now. Here, beat these guys up.
Yeah, that's true.
So
But yeah, and it was a great match. I mean, Harper had a Chewbacca-like scream to him, which I thought was very interesting. In control for much of the match, and but eventually Punk takes control of the spinning tornado DDT. He takes out Rowan. Next thing you know, Punk rolls him up for the win. So by no means was it a GTS win.
No.
But Punk still wins over one of the members of the Wyatt family. Which, that's not really what the Wyatts are all about. They're not about winning.
they're not about winning.
yeah.
They're about other things.
They're about getting followers.
They're about messages.
Chaos?
Yeah.
Chaos?
Yeah, getting them followers. I don't mean on Twitter.
Chaos.
They're about Kraos.
Yeah.
Are the Wyatt family? Are they on Twitter? I hope not. The Wyatt family.
They shouldn't
I
be on
think
Twitter.
they are.
The
though.
Shield was originally, and I'm like, that disappointed me that the Shield is on Twitter.
Yeah, but the Wyatt, at least
Bray's
the
on
Shield.
Twitter.
Bray's on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. He is on Twitter.
Well, he's about the message, so that's the best way to get the message out.
No, for sure. But like,
As long as
His
it's not.
tagline on Twitter is "Eater of Worlds."
That's fair.
Is it Bray Wyatt or is it at Bray
Lots
Wyatt
of fat jokes.
WWE? Because if it's
WWE Bray
see,
Wyatt.
that hurts. That's
Yeah.
no good.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, when the Shield were on Twitter, I didn't like it, but at least I got it because they knew technology. They had the GoPros and everything. They're
Yeah.
using for, but
They had
the
a lot of
Wyatt
everything.
family. I've seen that house. There ain't no damn internet
there's no
connection.
There's no Wi-Fi running there. I can tell
No,
you.
there's no Wi-Fi in that
You
house.
cannot find a Linksys within 4 or 5 miles. At all.
Absolutely not. But Punk rolls him up for the win, but you know that's not going to be the end of the Wyatt family there. Of course, Harper comes in and attacks Punk post-match. They got him dead to rights. But Daniel Bryan coming down with a ponytail
Yeah.
and a chair.
Slick new hairdo.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting so long, you got to eventually put in a ponytail
You
to cut
have
it.
to. I mean, it's going to get in your face, too. So.
I would love to see him just throw it out.
I think he should ponytail that and the beard.
Why
I
would
think
they
that's
put
good.
it in a ponytail? There are people with much longer hair on the main roster that have
It could have been just one of those days where he's like, you know what, I'm going to take creative control here and ponytail it up.
It almost kind of looked like he got out of the shower maybe because it was really wet and slicked, and he's like, "Oh wait, I gotta go," and then like he just started taking off before he was able to.
Wait, I'm running! No one told me.
Give me a scrunchie, somebody.
Like his arm looked half taped, so maybe that's what it was.
Borrowed it from Bray.
But I dig this though. This is setting up a really cool Survivor Series match. Well, first off, you have Punk and Bryan to start. But the Wyatt family, the Miz, they obviously have attacked him. So the question is, with the Wyatt family, are we going to have a classic 5-on-5 match? Who the hell is going to team up with them?
I think last couple of years they kept it smaller, right? It wasn't like 3-on-3 and 4-on-4.
It's a little different. I don't think it's ever been as small as 3-on-3.
No, it's usually 4-on-4 or 5-on-5.
Because 3-on-3 is essentially just 6-man tag.
I just have to, we're backtracking a little bit.
Yo.
Shout out Terry12S who just hashtag WyattFi for their Wi-Fi.
Wyatt. Hey, that's
solitary.
Yeah.
Good one.
I'm still not.
Speaking of which, we do have to give a shout out to. We gave shout outs last week. Got to give one to our boy in England, Stewie P.
Stewie.
On Twitter, I believe he's at Stewie, STUIEP 30.
Stewie P.
Something.
That's Stewie P. Just follow all of them.
He calls himself the longest reigning bloody listener in the UK/viewer, and so we appreciate
He has
that.
been listening for a very long time.
Is there a way to verify
And
that?
then also Chris Mingle, whose birthday's tomorrow.
And Chris Mingle, happy birthday, brother. And also, Stewie has probably sent us that picture of him and Mason Ryan at least 19 times over the past 3 months. Every time. This was 2 years ago after WrestleMania. We got it, Stu. We got it.
Dude,
but shout out to you, buddy. We love you. Thanks for listening.
Johnny, let him have it.
Happy
Let him
birthday,
have it.
single. No, hey, I don't have a picture with Mason. I wish I did. So yeah, this Survivor Series match, man, it's gonna be fantastic. Whatever they do with it, it's gonna be great regardless.
Yeah, I mean, if they go 3-on-3, I could see that with.
Who's the
Miz
third
joining
member
them.
for Punk and Bryan?
It'd be Miz, I'm guessing.
Miz?
But then you got Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and the Miz.
The first promo
This
that
can
we got-
elevate the Miz, though.
Well, does Bray have a legitimate injury? Is that why he hasn't been? I heard
He had a calf.
He had a calf injury.
He badly bruised his calf, but I think that he was medically cleared a
Is he
couple
medically
weeks
cleared?
ago.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to take it easy so that he will be ready for.
Because I wonder if they could just do a
Survivor
tag match at Survivor
Yeah.
Series with those
But
two.
the first promo that they had for Survivor Series with the Wyatt family in it was really hokey.
Yeah, you didn't
It
like
was
that.
really bad. And I hope that they don't go that route with them.
They didn't show it tonight,
They didn't,
so
but-
maybe they decided against future ones.
They scrapped it.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to a calf injury or a bad bruise, the first thing you got to make. The problem is with that, the calf is so tender to begin with. You get a badly bruised calf. First thing you have to do is make sure you don't get any blood clots in there because that could really suck.
Ooh.
So, secondly, when it comes to a calf injury, whether it's bruised or just hit really bad, it's all about deep tissue. It sucks to get worked on, but it's deep tissue and stretching and actually can heal pretty fast. So I'm not surprised if he's cleared to wrestle already because it's one of those where they have top-notch training staff. He's probably been in Orlando getting worked on and stuff. So.
And you can now do it at home, thanks to Johnny's advice.
Absolutely.
If you have a deep tissue.
You can massage your calf all you want, thanks to me. So we move on from that possible Survivor Series setup to Triple H has an exclusive interview this past week with Michael Cole. They played this about 9 times throughout the show.
Of course.
Basically, he says Big Show is banned for life. Big Show is now the banned show. Never
banned
allowed
show.
to come back ever.
Until the end of the episode.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
But the voting is open. It's a democracy here on the WWE app. You may now vote for Randy Orton tonight. Who's he going to face? Dolph Ziggler, Big E Langston, or the aforementioned Miz. Now, I'd be happy with any one of those three, but we'll find out the results in a little bit later on. Moving on, Renee Young, the first of her 9 promos tonight. She interviews CM Punk backstage. Basically, Punk does Punk. Says doesn't matter how outnumbered he is, he's always going to have everyone outgunned, and he's not the only person who's got issues with the Wyatt family because clearly Daniel Bryan ran down, but you didn't really see Punk and Daniel Bryan interact backstage at all.
No, they didn't really acknowledge each other by name either. They were just sort of like,
I dig it.
there's someone else with a problem.
I mean,
Which is cool.
They're building the mystery around it, and they're building something out of it. I think that's cool about it.
Absolutely. I love the fact they didn't acknowledge each other, even though they're both.
It kind of reminds me when Shawn and Triple H got back together as DX, where they kind of like they did the crotch chop on camera, but they never said, hey.
Or they would just look at each other in the ring as they passed each other. And
just
like,
the obvious. It's like, like something's gonna happen. That's what I feel the same thing. where
except
it's
we've
like,
already seen them in the ring together fighting the Wyatts at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
other than that,
But that was more for survival.
Well, that's true.
it's true.
And Daniel Bryan wanted to extract revenge, so it wasn't necessarily like he was going to say Punk.
So I just wonder
Who would be the third person?
Who would be the third?
It's gonna have to.
It's gotta be the Miz.
They've been attacking everyone though.
Really?
Wait, did
But
they
they never
attack? Did they attack?
They attacked Kane and Kofi, but the Kane. Well, they ever gonna resolve that issue?
Well, what's his name? Sheamus. How did he get out of action?
Oh. Well, Sheamus' shoulder is done for a while, so there's no way.
So there's no way he's coming back.
Not even close.
He's not pulling a Cena.
Okay, so
He's
He's not pulling a Cena.
Not even Cena could have a recovery from that injury.
From that bad, okay.
He'll be back in 2014.
Oh, okay. So he's.
I don't know. I'm totally fine. I would like to see the Miz get a shot, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Miz has necessarily.
Well, maybe they just do a handicap match. Maybe they do the Bryatts, the Wyatts, the Bryatts.
The Bryatts.
I'm trying to condense to save time.
Yeah.
We only have like 75 minutes. We got to condense time.
The Bryatts leaves against Punk and Bryan. I don't know. Just out there.
3-2.
Could be.
No DQ. I could see that.
But it can't be a DQ with the Wyatt family involved.
It end immediately.
They conquered a Ring of Fire match, for God's sake.
That's true.
You know?
That is true.
But we'll find out later in the show who Randy Orton is going to fight as well. So, moving on from the Renee Young interview, we have a phone interview with Paul Heyman, which...
Highlight of the show.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Why am I not surprised?
I love that.
Why?
I love anything Paul Heyman does.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman's such a genius.
Why am I not surprised that even on a phone with just a still shot of his face...
The greatest still shot of a face ever.
I'm going to use that still shot for when you call me. Just Paul Heyman's face.
I want to see the photo sheet of how many different photos they took, and like that one. We want that one.
I wish it was one with like the old hat.
Just so good. Or him with the old WCW days with the big
brick.
phone, the big brick phone.
Yeah.
Paulie dangerously.
Talk about stealing the moment on the phone in less than 2 minutes.
He still can convey so much emotion.
I just started crying and hung up. It's just
amazing. Basically, Paul Heyman said, they said, Paul, where are you? We have not seen you in a while. He says, I am in Europe seeking alternative medical treatment from my alternative
nasal
spine trauma, bruised kidney, nasal fracture.
C5 to C7 herniated disc. That's bad news. He's got tingling down the arms, obviously.
At the training facility in Florida, they need to have a Paul Heyman class where everyone has to go and learn how to cut a promo. Like, he should teach promo class.
That's what Dusty Rhodes does. He's teaching promo class.
Heyman should teach promo class.
I know. I'm just saying.
How long has he been doing this for?
Dusty's great.
Dusty's great.
Yeah.
But Heyman, every time he's on camera, he steals it. Every time. Even when he's not on camera.
Clearly tonight.
Even
when
just
he
a
wasn't on
voice.
camera.
Well, it's funny. On the phone, it's because Paul Heyman's so good on camera, but on the phone, it's even easier to get into character because you don't have to worry about people staring at you. So who
He could
knows?
be in his PJs.
He could have been in his tidy whiteys. You know, in his tidy pollies.
Taking a bath.
I liked the doctor's name, Dr. Marcouche something Tel Aviv.
Well, of course. Who else would Paul Heyman have as a doctor?
Everything
than
about
someone
this
Tel Aviv.
was so good, and just Paul's reliving the memory of everything CM Punk did to him and all his injuries, and all of a sudden, I love Michael Cole.
He was having PTSD as he was on the phone conversation.
I love it. I love Michael Cole goes, Paul, are you crying? Just click. Yeah, let's reenact that. I'm gonna ask him that you, Paul, are you crying? Well, okay. That was Paul Heyman via telephone in Europe.
It's my best dial tone impression.
That was the best.
It was a collect call.
Best in the world.
I believe it was
on a landline.
Yeah, you still have to call collect in Europe. I think. I don't travel enough to know.
He's up late in Europe if that's with the time difference.
There is a big time difference.
Paul parties.
Yeah, it was like 6. Well, England's 8 hours ahead. Let's see, England's 5 hours ahead of the East Coast. So Europe's even more.
China's 16, so they'll probably be in.
It was the morning. Yeah, Paul just woke up crying, is what it was.
Yeah.
Probably woke up. You know how you wake up in so much pain after you've been through so much trauma. The morning's always the worst.
He had a nightmare, and that jolted him awake middle of the night.
I was like, it's time for
my phone interview.
Oh boy. So we move on to.
Aren't they going to Europe soon? They have a
yeah, they do.
Yeah,
well, good. Then they can meet up with Paul. Meet up with Paul.
Well, I mean, it must be nice waking up in Europe, and then just starting to cry. But you're in Europe, like you should be happy.
You know, we should bring crying. I miss crying. Crying's, you know, when you can just do it.
Big Show's been doing it. Well, he hasn't done it in a while.
Yeah, but no, remember when you were a kid and you could just like something didn't go wrong, you're just like, ah! And you just let it out.
Well, like you used to when you got hurt as a kid, you could cry. But you can't cry now when you're in pain.
You just gotta bottle it up.
Crying now is an emotional. Physical pain, you don't cry anymore. That's only a kid.
Yeah.
Well, this is men talking, Kathy. We don't cry.
We bottle that up.
Yeah.
That's how we get cancer.
I don't know if I believe that, Johnny.
It's how we get cancer.
That's how we get cancer. We don't let it out.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, Ryback versus the Great Khali with Santino and Hornswoggle ringside, of course. This all brought about by a little situation in catering where Ryback, that bully, if there's one thing I don't like you bullying people with, it's baked goods.
Yeah.
Especially chocolate cupcakes.
Damn it. Taking a chocolate cupcake and shoving it upside Hornswoggle's head. No one ate it.
That's the worst
Well,
part.
we don't know that. They cut away. Someone could have eaten what was left.
5 second rule.
Cupcake.
Yeah.
That'd be great if Ryback would have walked away and Khali just took the icing off Hornswoggle's head.
Or he picked them up and just
Licked his forehead.
down.
Delicious. That was a horrible Khali impression.
That's about right.
So that's the match we set up. Ryback and Great Khali, Santino and Hornswoggle ringside. I don't know. It was short, but it was pretty cool. I mean, I liked it. Khali goes for his massive Hassan chop, misses it. Ryback nails it with the meat hook clothesline, of course, gets the win. But afterwards is what I kind of dug. He goes after Santino, basically just destroys Santino. Hornswoggle runs away and hides under the ring. And as he's walking away, he says, Ryback still rules. Which, if Heyman's going to be gone, that's a solid way for Ryback to go back to ruling.
Yeah.
To get back on the act, because he just got, Heyman's in Europe crying.
Yeah.
Enjoying life.
Which is going to hurt because I like the Heyman Ryback team up. I think that was good for both of them.
I heard that they're trying to split them up though, right?
I mean, they didn't even last that long
pretty much
together.
right now, yeah.
I don't know why.
Are they really trying to split them up?
That's a rumor that
It's
I
going to
heard.
make me cry.
I know. But Eddie, are you crying? You can't hang up in person, dude. Sorry. No, you can't. That's not working on us. You're right in front of us.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, hey.
I mean, I loved Bully Ryback prior to the Heyman thing, where he would find someone every week.
He had the jacket. It was doing great.
My favorite thing was that brief interaction between him and Vicky Guerrero when she had just gotten fired. And
It's okay, Vicky.
He helped her get her box of things.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to manage him.
I know.
I
that
wonder
would have been perfect.
I think at the time that was the plan, but things change week to week based on
of course.
injuries and what have you. But you're right. I think that was the time there that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing with Vicky, and they didn't know what they were doing with him, and it just looked like a perfect
Pair.
synergistic
I mean,
moment.
Punk pretty much kept destroying Ryback, so I mean that is over.
Mm-hmm.
And so as far as Heyman, if he's not around, then Ryback's got to go back to being a bully.
Well, they have to keep Heyman away just to make sure, just to end the Punk thing.
Yes,
That has to be ended, so they have to keep him off for camera at least for a few weeks.
Yeah, that went on for how many months? 3?
Not even.
Since
Because I thought I'm glad they kind of finally.
since Money in the Bank, basically.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I like Bully Ryback. I love those segments before, and I thought tonight was really funny with the catering where, Santino's like, why didn't you pick on someone your own size? And I don't eat carbs after 6 p.m. or whatever. And then he turns around and Khali's just staring at him.
Joseph Boza in chat roll said that he heard the same thing about them trying to split up Heyman and Ryback because apparently they don't want Heyman back on TV until Brock returns. So
WrestleMania season.
that's
true, it's
where I want to go.
That's
Having
like
him off,
around the corner.
off TV.
That's at least Royal Rumble, probably.
It's a shame. Although, man, how much better could Heyman get?
Can we get a weekly phone interview?
Yes.
Is that possible?
Well, remember the promo he cut? I believe it was at the pay-per-view where he basically just started screaming.
Oh, that was 2 Raws ago? When he started screaming about the volcano?
2, about 3. No, I was like, 3 rounds ago.
It was right, but it was the Raw leading up to the last pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that was the last time we really saw him, essentially. And so, I mean, you can't get any better than what he's doing. So you just got to take some time off, I guess.
Pull it back.
To get that alternative medicine going.
With Dr. Tel Aviv.
Yeah, Dr. Tel Aviv. So Ryback still rules. We move on to Kofi Kingston versus Alberto Del Rio. These two guys in the ring, it's always going to be fantastic. Great back and forth. You know that ADR is going to find a way to lock in that arm breaker. But what I love about this, he had it in, Kofi broke it. He got it back in, and then finally Kofi had to fight it, but then he had to tap. And, ADR is just still angry, which we find out later on in the show. Still real pissed off.
That was a scary spot, though, that Kofi missed when he did the flip over the ropes.
Yeah.
He, barely.
But he jumped right up. He landed right on his keister. But
yeah, that's a broke a tailbone.
And it was for me when I was roller skating at 9 years old, because I did.
Well, you had a lot of weight on you.
A lot of weight on there.
Holding something that had food in your
hands. A lot of weight for a cherub-like 9-year-old to fall on his tail and roller skating. I walked like a hunchback for 3 days. Meanwhile, Kofi could just jump from back up 30 feet.
Continues the match.
Yeah.
And you're laying there crying.
And just boom. I did not do that when I fell on the roller skating ring.
You were just crying like a grown man doesn't do.
No, I didn't cry because it was pizza party time. That's why I was on the opposite side of the rink, and they go, "All right, it's time for pizza." I'm like, "Pizza," and I tried to push myself.
So you took the roller skates off, put them on your hands, and just like, I'm gonna get to that pizza. I'm gonna get to that pizza.
I fell on my butt. I hurt so bad. I still went over and I ate pizza, and the next day I couldn't get out of bed.
Pizza solves everything.
All right, reliving memories here.
Good stuff.
Maybe Paul Heyman's in Europe eating pizza.
Yeah,
that could be it.
Maybe he had a roller skating spill. Okay,
pizza party.
So this match, it will definitely. It was not match of the night, because match of the night we have coming up later on tonight. But it was solid fantastic.
Well, anything ADR does is solid.
And Kofi
too.
Yeah,
because their styles are so different. You have Kofi as the constant high flyer, the risk taker. ADR is such a ground attacker. I mean, he's a amateur background. Would have been in the Olympics in the year 2000. So you didn't know that?
What?
ADR. He would have been He would have been on the Olympic.
Did he get cut, or what was it?
No, Mexico didn't send a team that year.
Oh, that's right.
They spent their funding on something else, and so he was ready to be on the 2000. That's when he decided to talk to his dad and become a pro, because he was so disappointed. His whole life was making the Olympics.
Yeah.
And when Mexico,
so bad.
I asked him, and he's like, oh, it devastated me. He's like, my life was over at that point, and that's when he made the switch. In hindsight, it was great for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was ready to go to the Olympics.
Since wrestling's out of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Well, no, did they bring it back?
Did they bring it back?
Yeah, they brought it back.
Not in full, but it's gonna be
in some capacity.
Okay.
Just arm wrestling.
Yeah. Thumb wrestling too.
I was gonna say.
One, two,
Plug it.
TheThumbWrestler.com. Okay.
I'm in it. I steal the show.
So he is in it. So fantastic match that was. Next we move on to the Big Show legal case versus WWE, where basically the Big Show's lawyer has all the things that he is suing WWE for. Cathy, we could run all these down, and anyone feel free to chime in with any of your opinions on it. Discrimination of a man with gigantism. That might be my favorite right off the top.
Yeah.
Great Khali's, but what about him though? I mean,
I was gonna say
maybe it's a joint. Maybe it's a joint class action suit.
That could be it.
But Great Khali, they ask him to dance. He's cool with that.
Yeah, that's true. Probably doesn't understand what's going on. Just like, let's go there.
No, not at all. So discrimination of a man with gigantism. That's basically, Stephanie and Triple H just constantly just criticizing him, making fun of him, saying, that you guys don't live as long as other human beings.
That's true.
Except they did say he didn't measure up, which is the opposite of gigantism.
But that was a dick joke.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm just saying.
Right.
They keep all these jokes about him being huge, and then they. That shouldn't fall under the classification.
Which really could have fell under slander and defamation.
There we go. Okay. See, I wasn't paying attention because they ran it 3 times, so I tuned out.
Yeah, it could have went under slander and defamation. That was the next one. Next one, breach of contract, and he was basically suspended without pay. So they're saying that's a breach of a contract prior to being fired. Next one, intimidation, extortion, and exploitation. A lot of that going.
A lot of stuff happening.
I could see that.
A lot of that going. And finally, wrongful termination. Stephanie screaming in his face, "You are fired." In other words, those all look like solid ways to get some dough out of a company.
Seems like that happens on every show overall.
Yeah.
But I just don't know.
But I do like
everybody could file this lawsuit.
I did like getting paid for it, and the fact is he wasn't getting paid.
Oh, he was fired.
Yeah.
You can't treat someone like that.
Yeah.
I do agree with. Didn't he have the ironclad contract?
He did have the ironclad
contract. That is the
contract.
one thing where he would have won.
Sure.
So
I did like the segment though. It was well put. Man, the editors just crushed it. It was well put together. It was very entertaining, and it put
a little bit long.
A little bit long, but it put all those things in perspective.
They did show it
twice. That was
twice.
A lot.
It was only. It felt like 4 times, but it was twice.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But it was a lot.
You could probably see it on the app again.
Well, speaking of which,
I'll tweet about it on the app.
there was a WWE app review right after that just that talks
extensive app review.
Yeah, it talks about things on the app,
which is at least it's staying there, and we're not promoting like Hardee's.
Oh, you mean Carl's Jr.?
Carl's Jr.
Which is the same thing.
Same thing if you're on the East Coast or West Coast.
Yeah, it's a Hardee's.
We're not watching Jerry Lawler eat triple bacon cheeseburgers.
I don't want Lawler eating.
No, we don't want that. I'd rather talk about the app.
No more heart attacks.
No, that's going to keep your arteries clean.
We want healthy Jerry. I don't want even smelling that stuff.
Don't stay
Nothing.
away.
So that's a nice app review as always.
Yeah.
We don't have it because we're on the West Coast, and apparently there's a way to get it.
Apparently, if you set your clock to East Coast time, you can get the app, but that just seems really hard.
I get updates from the app.
I get updates from the app too, but it won't let you watch live during commercial breaks like you can watch. Yeah.
Son of a...
So you have to live on East Coast time.
Yeah.
By your phone.
That makes sense.
Or just move.
I'm going to move.
Move back to Virginia. Move back to Virginia.
Going back to Virginia for the app. Why'd you move? Why'd you give up your career? WB app.
Good app.
Really want to watch the commercial segment.
Yeah. That's
really
what it
means a lot to me.
So next we find out Randy Orton. Who is his opponent going to be tonight? It's going to be Randy Orton versus, all of a sudden, he takes the mic. And you know what? This is the best thing I've seen Randy Orton say in a long time, in my opinion. I love what he did.
Predator Orton.
Yes. Randy S.P. Orton.
Randy Rapey Orton.
Double R-O. He takes the mic and says, every woman in the crowd fantasizes about what it'd be like to wake up next to Randy Orton.
No,
and the only power you people here have is to decide who the next victim is going to be.
In that segment.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to, do a little hip action. And,
that'd be great.
Awakening.
Let me show you what a real sexy man looks like.
Call him sweat hogs.
He
That's
does
what I was
not
hoping.
do it for me.
What, Randy? You are not. You even said you're like no woman's. Kathy yelled at the big screen.
I was really angry about this.
I would never make out with him.
It was so cute. He goes
like I would literally have to be roofied for that to happen.
Yeah, and then you're not saying anything at that point.
Yeah.
So it's a no. That's what we're saying. No means no. Right?
Yeah, a conscious Kathy would never, ever.
Old CC, she would say no. Again.
We'll just fit with the.
It was so amazing though. Like he's like every woman wants to know what it'd be like waking up next to Randy Orton. Kathy yells at the screen, "Not me!" Ew.
And I'm kind of like, maybe.
It seems like Randy might actually.
Meanwhile, the three of us are like, well, Orton's in pretty good shape. He's well tanned.
He is a WWE champion.
Give me some training tips.
Very athletic.
Yeah, very. And successful.
He could teach me how to do the RKO.
Successful. Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a walking if he's so body oiled up that he would just slip off the bed or something.
Oh yeah, if you had silk sheets, it's over.
Randy pre-lubed Orton. Yeah. There he is. You don't have to worry about anything.
How'd you separate your shoulder? Well, I was sliding into bed.
Randy takes care of it all. Pre-lubed.
But I loved it. That was the greatest. I think that was the greatest thing. If Orton's gonna go this route, on board. I think it was. He said it with confidence. It was awesome. It was creepy.
If he says cut the music, it's over. It's over.
That's right.
It's over.
If he comes out with a mustache next week and
a robe, and then that flex bar thing.
Ravishing Randy Orton.
So we find out who his opponent's going to be, and in a landslide, 75% of the WWE universe goes with Big E Langston.
Of course.
Miz 13%, Dolph Ziggler 12%.
What?
Yeah, Dolph losing?
What?
Completely?
By that much?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't like how he sold merch on SmackDown.
People love that.
I thought it was fine.
I thought it was fine. I mean, I could tell it's not
I'd rather see him in matches.
I could tell it's not what he wants to do with his life.
Probably not. I'd love to be the merch guy.
I would die to be the merch guy.
I mean, at least he's getting a paycheck, but at the same time, it's kind of disrespectful.
Well, he also he held the bells and remember these good old days, and then
for him to get 13% though.
That's shocking.
12%.
I don't know if I buy those numbers.
That seems.
Beat by the Miz.
You saying it's fake?
Although no. We did an interview with Jericho, and he said that the writers predicted one of these flash polls, and he was going to lose, and he ended up winning in a landslide, and they had to rewrite things last second.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So they do follow the Jericho numbers.
Yeah.
Really?
But maybe some of the time they do, some of the time they don't, but this was very.
But 75, and maybe it's because we've never seen Orton Big E. I mean, we've seen.
Well, I know they're trying to push Big E right now, so anything they can do to push him, they're not pushing Miz or Zig right now, so it's
plus we've seen those matches already.
Yeah, so I mean,
maybe that's why.
So it seems like those numbers might have been fudged just to get him.
Yeah.
But such a large degree is just crazy.
But it was a great match.
Maybe they don't like fake the numbers of what had happened, but I'm sure that they can tweet certain things during that time,
Right,
and they
sort
know
of like,
that's gonna
we want
sway
this
it
to
one
happen.
way. Yeah.
Make this happen.
It was a fantastic match, though. I would even say better than ADR Kofi. I love this match, man.
It was good.
Going back and forth. I mean, Big E tries to go for the big ending. Doesn't happen. Orton counters. Once again, Big E counters. And finally, of course, you never turn around when Orton counters.
No, when Orton counters, do not
RKO.
look around and see what he's doing. Just run in the opposite direction.
Yeah. Whoa! Just run yourself into the corner.
If he slips off your back, don't go, what happened?
Can we talk about for a second when Big E flew out of the ring and he looked like he tried to grab something to break the fall, and it just looked awful.
Yeah.
For him to come back after that was
That much weight
incredible.
on his shoulder has got to kill.
Oof. Yeah.
Or a hip, or a collarbone.
His size, too. And he got back up and he was fine, but I wonder if he's going to be hurt in the
Because he's not
morning.
like Kofi. He's dense. He
bounces.
But his scar looks like it's almost gone from last week, so maybe he just heals really
Maybe
fast.
he's Wolverine.
He could
be.
be. I'll believe it.
He's
Could be.
Wolverine.
I do want to give a shout out before we move on to one of our other loyal viewer and listeners, Braden Franny. What up, Braydog27? Every week he's talking to us. He kicks ass.
We're
We
giving
like him
so
as
many
well.
shout outs today.
Well, look, we
shout-outs.
appreciate people listening and watching. I'm going to give him a shout out every week.
Can we do a shout out show after the AfterBuzz show?
Yeah, there's another 60-minute shout out show.
Just
the after show for the after
We
show.
do shout outs from the AfterBuzz show.
As soon as it's over. All right, so we have another welcome back. Welcome back is perfect for two superstars tonight. A mixed tag match, Fandango and Summer Rae versus Natalya. And wait a minute, who is that? Who? Is that her TV husband?
Yeah.
Tyson Kidd. After a devastating knee injury, I don't know how, he was out a long
2 years?
time.
It wasn't 2 years, was it?
It was like a year.
I think it was 2 years.
it 2 years?
Yeah.
It was a
Long
minute.
time, right?
Him and Evan Bourne were competing for
Evan's still
who's
out.
going longer.
Yeah. No, Evan's still out.
But Tyson looked fantastic, man. Like I always, when it comes to guys like him that are so athletic and such high flyers that had knee injuries, I'm constantly scared watching them because you just don't want anything, especially when you jump on the rope. You don't want anything bad to happen. Tyson Kidd looked fantastic. Ended up winning with the sharpshooter.
Haircut's way better. Much better haircut.
Oh,
Much better.
yeah.
He didn't
How
have
does
that,
Khali feel about this, though? He lost his girlfriend.
I know. What's up? Well, he's got his buddies, though.
He still has the new oddities.
Yeah.
The oddities too. He can hang out with.
Guys
What was the other big dude's name in the audience?
Kurgan?
Kurgan. Oh, God.
They need to bring Kurgan back.
Can we get a Kurgan Khali tag team?
My favorite line ever in the history that Jim Ross ever said in the history of Raw was like, "There goes Kurgan with the hose." When the hose left the Godfather, went with Kurgan. There goes Kurgan with the hose.
There goes Kurgan with the hose. That's great. But congratulations to Tyson Kidd coming back, and let's hope he stays healthy. And in perfect timing for the Total Divas premiere. Well, re-premiere on.
That's right. Perfect timing.
Quinky dink.
Absolutely.
Winky dink.
But it's good to see him back. Him and Natty with the dub. Next, we go back to Renee Young. This time, she's with Damian Sandow. We're seeing a newer side of Sandow. It's not as funny, but we still love it.
A lot more aggressive.
It's the
much more
aggressive.
aggressive.
It's the motivated Sandow where he said, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. And when I looked at myself, I didn't see an intellectual savior. I saw a man who will stop at nothing to get the world heavyweight title. Then, of course, Zeb and the Real Americans come in. Zeb just does classic Zeb. He said, they're teaming up tonight. And he ends it with, put your hand over your hearts.
I know.
And then together, let's all say,
In a loud, clear voice.
we the people. And they walk off, to which Sandow follows with me, the uncrowned world heavyweight champion.
I like the newer Sandow. He's doing he's doing what Triple H did back in the the late '90s, early 2000s when he dropped because Austin always said Triple H is never going to be the champion until he changes his attitude. And he did. And he did that switch where he became ruthless. And then Cena did the same thing with ruthless aggression. And it's I'm not saying Sandow's on that level, but it's he's taking on that mantle of
evolving.
Absolutely.
He's evolving as a performer, which is nice to see.
I think we were very quick to jump the gun last week when we were all upset that Sandow lost his Money in the Bank
Well, because you wanted to see him more with
we
it.
wanted to see him with it, but at the same time, it's such a good push for him. Like,
Yes.
I think
It
just
grows
the
his
fan in me
character.
was like, oh no, they're trying to bury him, but
It grows
they're
his
doing the
character more.
opposite.
Yeah.
By the way, Eva Marie is still trending. Good God Almighty.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Are you still trending over Eva Marie?
I'm just surprised.
Johnny was very excited to watch her walk down the ramp.
Very
Oh yeah, very vocal about that. I was too.
very
Though.
vocal.
I was with you though.
She looked fantastic.
We were all trending.
Yeah, my backpack was over my lap during that match.
Look, I got excited for Orton. Almost as excited.
It's up
for
there. To wake up in bed next to Eva Marie or Randy Orton?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make me think. All right.
Either one's gonna not really carry much of a conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love the way the Sandow is going right now. I think this could be a fantastic. I would love, him and Cena could have a really good feud.
Ooh. The match last week was great. The one that they had.
I think Sandow Cena. This could be the first feud that Cena's had in a long time that I think people can get with.
Get behind. Yeah.
When's the last feud that Cena had that you're like, yeah, this makes sense?
I liked him with Ziggler.
Before Bryan, that's for sure.
Yeah. The Bryan Cena feud that was fantastic.
Great. That was great drama.
Prior to that, though,
I liked him and
God.
Ziggler. That was what, 9 months ago?
Yeah, that was a while ago. And then who did he have
Punk?
before The Rock? He was with Punk.
It was him and Punk, right?
That's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
the Rock Cena.
I mean, the Punk thing is always great, but it's just like you saw that a billion times, and you're just kinda like,
Oh yeah.
Over 2 years ago, it was fantastic. Of course, when Punk ran out with the belt. But I don't. I hope this build. This could be something. I mean, we'll see.
and just with the new level of Sandow, his new level that he's going to, I think it could be really good feud.
And maybe it'll just be them at Survivor Series. It could end up being a triple threat with ADR. That's probably what it's going to be. But we move on into the 6-man tag. John Cena and the tag team champions Cody and Goldust with the combination theme music, taking on Damian Sandow and the Real Americans. What do you guys think? Okay, first before we get to the match, Goldust music is dominating that team coming to the ring. I feel like the energy's not there with it.
I'm the only one that likes this mashup,
Yeah.
but yeah, it doesn't get the crowd going as much as
It's not as pumpy.
I just don't.
Cody's music.
The Goldust theme thing doesn't work unless he's all full Goldust. And it just seems when he's tagged with Cody, he's not full Goldust. You know, he's not his creepy, weird, over-sexual self. So it just doesn't. It just seems like it's Dustin Rhodes in Goldust makeup to me.
I kind of like this Goldust though.
It's a realer form of the Goldust.
Yeah.
It shows a guy just wearing a gimmick, as before he was like this creepy dude.
Like this dude touches like your kid.
Yeah, so it's just, well, I didn't want to go there. Freak. I'm a father.
No, that's right.
Like that matters. Continue, Edward.
But I'm just saying, like, I just think it doesn't work. I almost want to see him wrestle as Dustin Rhodes opposed to the Goldust thing. I just want to see.
Oh, okay.
And they just come out with the Cody Rhodes music and just as the Rhodes.
So you wouldn't want him dressed in his old, those old
It just
boots?
doesn't. It seems like it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that because it's like, oh, this is my brother. Yeah, don't mind him.
Yeah,
he's covered in gold.
But I mean, if that's going to be a point of contention later on, where they, cause a split, and then
That's what I think.
I think that's what they're building.
Yeah, this
to.
is leading to WrestleMania because it's supposed to be. Because I know Goldust is always wanting to have a match with him and Cody at WrestleMania.
So I think
I'm
that's the only
guessing-
way. Because Cody Rhodes does shoot him looks every once in a while during interviews of like, you freak.
Yeah.
Like if you can catch it out of his eyes sometime. But I think that eventually, I think that's what it's building to.
Yeah.
But this, I think, without a doubt, was the match of the night. Wow.
the ending, especially, was ridiculous.
The last 3, 4, 5 minutes of that match were insane.
Not even that. This match had everything. We had Alberto Del Rio and Zeb on commentary, just both spouting off at the mouth.
Throwing at each other. What do you hate most about gringos?
Yeah. Alberto Del Rio was getting real racist tonight. I mean, well, okay, let's see. I wrote down a bunch of stuff here.
It's like,
Please spill it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, he basically says, he calls Sandow a gringo with his blue eyes and his pale skin. And then with Cena, he says Cena has no cojones and he's a gringo as well. And he says Michael Cole's in love with John Cena. I'm like, dude, he is just, I thought just gringo.
ADR was going nuts, and then Zeb was firing back. And just,
Mark, you're Latino.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
What? No.
Shocking, right?
We don't have we ever had a Latino host on on the Raw after show?
You're breaking down barriers, man.
Oh, look at me.
You're breaking down
I'm the Pedro Morales of
Oh my God, you're Rosa
Jackie
Parks.
Robinson
You're the Rosa Parks of AfterBuzz.
Of this show.
Where's my mask?
Now, Gringo. Sorry, no luchador mask tonight. You should have worn one. That would have been great. So stereotypical. Now, a Gringo, I think, just means
white guy.
person.
It means white person,
it's like you're a white guy. But like I've been called Gringo before when I was in Rosarito because of my accent and because I don't,
You do sound incredibly white.
I'm the whitest brown person you'll ever meet.
Yes.
So of course I go, all right, gracias, Gringo. I'm like, what? But I thought, okay.
So Gringo's a state of mind.
I guess you could say it could be also be like an attitude too. It's like
I spent a lot of time in Puerto Rico, and a lot of the people there, they call each other Gringos just as like it's like funny.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah,
I mean, they'll call me a Gringo because I am, but
Well,
they like say that to each other too.
Yeah, I mean, but for where I come from, it could be insulting, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, he was using it, but he's like, John Cena's a Gringo. He has no soul. I'm like, whoa, dude.
I mean, well, they used it on
Gringos don't
Speedy
have souls.
Gonzalez.
Gringos and gingers don't have souls. We know that much.
That's for sure.
I mean, it was used a lot in Speedy Gonzalez cartoons, so you know how racist those were. But
Yeah, every cartoon is racist.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jesus.
Indians look that way.
Sure.
How?
Which way did he go?
But yeah, no, I was kind of shocked the way how they used it freely. So I was like, oh.
I mean, Gringo's like bitch. Like you can say it like it's a bad thing or it's a good thing. Like,
Hey, Gringo,
not a good thing.
what
but,
is
like,
bitch,
man?
It's just
like saying, hey,
Well,
man.
a dog,
girls
maybe.
use it. I don't know, lovingly sometimes.
Well, when they're talking to each other when they're half drunk.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't
what's
call Johnny a Gringo.
That's fine. Not offended.
He is a Gringo.
Yeah, I am.
I'm kind of offended.
You though.
I'm going to hit you with my AfterBuzz
There were
cup.
some weird things.
Gringo that! And then Girls in Cars hits and we all just run off.
Yeah, girls. Okay.
Best theme song ever.
Absolutely.
There were some weird things on commentary though, the whole Pero thing, and then when they finally started counting Cesaro doing those spins on Goldust,
JBL.
and they stopped at 15 because they didn't know what 16 was in
Yeah,
Spanish.
He tried though.
It was probably the most racist.
Yeah,
I thought numbers ended at 15 in Spanish.
Well,
they can.
Jesse
They just can't go higher
JBL
than
got to
15.
Quince and didn't know.
Well, yeah.
Days.
If you're counting best.
Days.
Unce, 11 12 13 14
So good. This match had everything. Honest to God, and the wrestling was fantastic. I mean, so Cena pulling off moves we haven't seen in a while. A power bomb, a hurricanrana, just everything. And then Swagger gets the Patriot lock in briefly. Cena breaks out of it. The energy was nonstop. The crowd was into it. Sandow hits Cena with the "You're welcome." Then he gets knocked out of the ring. That leaves Goldust in the ring with Cesaro. We have the Cesaro swing 17 times, right?
I stopped
I
counting
think it
after
was
15.
17 or 18.
Yeah, something like
Let's say it was the ACC at the
They also stopped counting at 15. So.
17 is when I stopped counting.
Great Cesaro swing. And then finally, Cena rams Cesaro outside of the ring into Zeb. Zeb just bam, flying back.
Whoa.
Classic Zeb. Classic Dirty Dutch.
Yeah, he hit him so hard his mustache wrapped around his head as he.
It protected Cesaro as he ran into the mustache
as he
wrapped
went
around.
It broke the fall.
Hang on to me, Antonio.
Come down, we're going together, buddy. Just take it slow.
He looked
Hang on,
nervous
man, we're
before
going home.
that happened.
I would be too.
Because he's 80. And he's like, I'm going to get knocked into this wall.
Zeb
This is going to hurt.
Zeb is the man. Oh my gosh.
Dirty Dutch Mantel, man. He can take it.
That guy has he's no fear. I mean, granted, maybe he looks scared, but he does it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does it with confidence too.
He
by the
loves
way.
it.
Oh, you tell this
Great
is like
was that.
he's just living every.
But the ending of this match, oh man, just so good. Cody with the crazy moonsault. Cena follows it up with the crossbody.
I've never seen a moonsault with legs straight up in the air like that.
he does
Usually
it-
they're bent, but he does it with legs straight. It's crazy.
It's like someone's holding his head, just going like this.
Yeah, it's almost
How
like
he does it, just
he's got like invisible acrobats underneath him. Just crazy. And then of course Goldust with the final cut for the win on Cesaro. This match had everything. There were moments where you couldn't stop listening to the commentators, and then you're like, "Oh my God, this match is awesome too!" And it's just everything.
Yeah, the commentary was as entertaining as the match, even though the commentary had nothing to do with what was going on.
Yeah, there's two
in the
different
match.
storylines going on with that match.
But it also built up the story.
I was being pleased visually and audibly.
Right.
If that's possible.
Yeah, well, you're learning Spanish.
Which is why I sit next to Kathy.
I was learning Spanish.
What?
What? Please? Wow.
See?
I wish I had a sound effect thing I could press right now.
She makes me cupcakes. Yeah, do the sitcom. Oh, like when a puppy walks in. And so that match, by far the match of the night, we can't even say enough about it. It was so damn good.
I loved it.
Should we have a moment of silence for it?
I feel like we should.
It was the Paul Heyman promos of wrestling matches.
Yeah, just like.
I gotta say though, did Cena do a hurricanrana? Because it was just the topic. All right, guys, topic today is Spanish and Mexicans. Go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He knew you were going to be on AfterBuzz.
Yeah, he's after this from work.
Yeah. He knew that he was going to get gringoed out in commentary. He's like, I'm going to pull off something.
I'm no gringo. Look at this.
He's like, I'm going to do a 619. He forgot to do it, though. But yeah, so good. We move then to Backstage. Big Show shows up in a suit, hugging PTP, saying hi to R-Truth, Zack Ryder. Big Show has got that smile on his face. There's something going on. He's there. We don't know why, because he's not supposed to be there.
No, he's not crying.
Not crying tonight. Well, we cut to Triple H's office. Vicky runs in and relays the message, basically saying, I saw him! I saw him! Saw who? Big Show. She basically says he's here. He gets pissed off. Stephanie walks in and says, hold on, I let the Big Show in the building. And that's where he gets angry. And at one point, she even said, she's like, we know you've never had a problem with taking the McMahon's money. Yeah.
Good one. Just a little
poking the ribs.
Yeah. That's good. That's setting something up later, too. I think.
Yeah.
There's got to be something with McMahon's.
They blew it over quick, but you're right.
I mean, you wouldn't say that necessarily.
That was a seed. That was definitely a seed.
That's a line that means something at some point, somewhere down the line.
Oh, yeah.
With Shane O'Mac, perhaps. Oh. And Big Daddy.
Oh, I hope.
That's got to mean something. You don't say something like that.
I want Shane back on TV.
That's not a throwaway line.
No.
We'll see what happens. It's been a long time. How many years since Shane's
2010, I think.
Yeah?
He retired in 2010. No, that's when he resigned in 2010.
No, but
he's been off TV longer, I think.
though, yeah. 7 years?
At least.
Might be.
Almost 10 years. It has to be before 10 years, or around 10 years, but it's been a long, long time,
10 years.
right?
It was.
Well, he was big during the invasion.
Well, he was big when DX came back in 2006. Him and McMahon.
Right. Okay.
McMahon and the McMahons and DX wrestled.
That's
so he was
true.
part of that in 2006.
But it's been quite a bit, though. She also says to him, she goes, look, this isn't about us. This is bigger than us, and the board is demanding that we settle, to the point where Triple H just goes, I hate him! To where the lawsuit's going to be over. They have to settle tonight. They have to settle, or they're going to lose tons of money, whatever the Big Show wants. They basically have to settle, which is weird. I thought this lawsuit was going to kind of go on for a while.
Yeah, I thought they would drag that out at least another couple weeks. I mean, there's still, how much time's left till after, or Survivor Series? Like 3 weeks.
Survivor Series, yes.
I thought they'd drag it out a little bit more.
It is because Thanksgiving's on the 28th. Survivor Series is the 24th.
It's November, so yeah.
I would have liked to see Big Show just keep showing up, just beating people up.
Yeah.
That would get old though after a while.
I was enjoying it.
It was. I mean, there were some punches that were ridiculous. The one to Brad Maddox was crazy.
That has to be real.
One to Triple H.
Oh yeah.
So good.
It's he sold that for real.
For like 2 months we had Raw ending with Daniel Bryan getting beaten down, and then like now we had like the last month and a half of Big Show beating other people down. So I guess it was running its course.
Everyone's getting their ass kicked.
Well, certainly at the end of the show tonight, which we will get to. So Triple H hates him. Big Show will be invited to the ring because basically they wanted to settle backstage. Vicky says no. Big Show, he wants to do it in the ring. And they're like, that's fine. More witnesses.
As opposed to the cameras here, broadcasting worldwide.
And to all of the people in the arena.
And all the people in the arena watching on the big screen.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
I guess they gotta watch too.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
More witnesses.
Moving on, Dolph Ziggler did not get to wrestle Andy Orton tonight, so instead he takes on Curtis Axel in a non-title match.
Of course.
Not a lot to say about it. Zigzag for the W.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for the IC title out of all this.
Well, maybe the good thing about this is maybe we can set up a Curtis Axel Dolph Ziggler feud.
I hope.
Weren't they originally going with Big E versus Curtis Axel, and that just since he got injured, that
I think
done.
What was the injury? Do you know?
So originally last week I said that he blew out 2 hips because that was the rumor that was going around the internet. He just released a statement himself saying that he did not blow out both hips. He did injure a hip, but it's not that serious. So.
Oh, okay. So he could.
How would you blow up both hips?
They said that it was like some freak accident.
It's like, oh my god! And then you, my hips are gone.
Twerking.
He was doing the Brazilian
twerking. That's it. He was twerking.
He was doing the Brazilian booty lift DVD that you could buy at 3 a.m. from that creepy
hip hop abs.
All you need to do is work on your booty, and that's it. And you buy it for like $30.
Blow out your hips.
And that is it. I think Ziggler with the IC title, that'd be
great.
Why not put it on him and let him have it and see what he can do with it?
Survivor Series, it could happen. What's
That's
Curtis Axel?
great.
What is Curtis Axel going to do without
We
Paul
need the
Heyman?
title somewhere else.
Well, I mean, though, I think
at least
It was dying on Barrett. It's dying on.
one of the main reasons
Curtis
why
Axel.
they threw it on Axel is because of his, his dad, the great, the late
which was a great
Mr.
moment
Perfect.
when he won it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful. I was like, oh, father like son, this is awesome. And I'm like, so what are you guys gonna do with it?
defend it.
Yeah, defend it. Like, him without Heyman doesn't work, and Heyman's gone for a few months apparently, so it's just gonna be.
Gotta take the title off him. I mean, it's a title, so it's like.
He's had it for quite a. He's had it for a minute, man.
When was the last time he defended it? It was the pre-show, right? On Hell in the Cell, or was it? Oh no,
It wasn't Hell in a Cell. It was 2 pay-per-views ago.
They just should
That's
rename
beyond
it the
30
pre-show
days.
title. That seems to be the
At Night
only.
of Champions was the
Oh,
last
okay.
time
Oh, that's
he
right.
defended
That was
it
a month ago.
because you had to defend it at Night of Champions.
And he almost wasn't going to because he was wrestling. He was wrestling Punk,
He was like going like this,
and then
like,
they finally
wait a
threw in the
minute.
extra
Oh.
match.
Yeah, and if there's one guy who's ready to go every week, it would be Dolph Ziggler. I would love to see Ziggler go on like an epic IC title reign where he just takes on everybody.
Give it to him for like 9 months or 10 months. Let him hold
He'll
it.
run with it. I know that.
Break the record.
What's great about Ziggler is his personality is so awesome that he can
He's more
can
like
cheat.
Mr. Perfect than Curtis Axel.
Yeah, like he can cheat to win. He could win real. Like I would love to see him go on a long title reign with that.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Well, he'll definitely bring some, some. I don't want to say respect back. 'Cause it's not that.
Just
but
something,
it's more
make it-
prestige. Something.
Yeah.
It just seems to be dying right now.
Well, we got 3 weeks to build it up. So Ziggler goes for the win tonight. I would like to see Axel get pissed off and do something about it.
Yeah, and then have it build up to Survivor Series. 1, 2, 3. New IC
Wait,
title.
call Paul and be like, Paul, he beat me last week and I don't know what to do.
And they're both crying to each other on the phone.
You believe in me, don't you, Paul?
Yeah.
Are you crying, Paul?
Are you crying, Curtis? All right, so that is a W for Dolph Ziggler. Moving on, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon once again backstage, told by Vicky that the Big Show wants to meet them in the ring. No probs. Moving on to another match, 3MB. Yeah, baby, they're back on TV once again.
Slater's gonna slate.
Slater's gonna slate, baby.
He's gonna slate.
Yeah. Usos taking on Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre of the 3MB. And, 3MB, they're always going to look good, as are the Usos. Usos pulling off the big splash for the win. 3MB, I was thinking about this. Their win-loss record.
Wait, their loss record. Because there is no wins. It's just their loss record.
I honestly, it's like rivaling that of Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. They've won at least one match,
Have
right?
they?
Yeah, 2, I think.
I mean, prior to once the 3MB formed, because we all know McIntyre has won some matches.
I'm talking about the
As a
inception
team.
of 3MB.
Right.
As a group.
The last time they won was when they went to that karaoke bar, I think, and overtook the karaoke night.
That's probably it. To be honest, I don't. Yeah,
They had to win something.
Yeah, because the wins, I'm thinking, no, yeah, those are singles.
Because even they
As a tag
even lose
team?
when they would face Khali and Santino and Hornswoggle. I mean, they would lose those matches.
I think Hornswoggle's 3-0 against.
Yeah, they lost to the
Hornswoggle's
Odyssey,
undefeated.
the sequel. Yeah.
Apparently they won. The last time they won was on Raw's 20th anniversary in January.
Wasn't that the
Two.
time when Slater was going after all the
Oh,
legends?
no, October. What? I don't know.
You're gonna break Google by trying to look
It
up.
says October 12th, 2013. That
I'm
was
sorry.
recently.
They're probably winning matches on main event.
Yeah.
Oh, who's
No.
watching that? All right, guys.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
AfterBuzz.
Ion.
There is an after show here. So.
Oh, I mean, yes.
No
Tune
offense.
into that AfterBuzz show to find out.
Yeah, exactly.
We're dealing with Raw.
Yeah. Tune in to Main Event After Show to find out how wrong we are about 3MB. They will prove us wrong.
That was a setup for the plug.
Put on all your 3MB gear.
Good work, Mark.
That's why I did it.
If you're watching on YouTube, then go over to iTunes really quickly, rate, comment, subscribe to our after show, and then you can also find after shows for a ton of other shows that we do here. We do about 50 a week, including SmackDown, Main Event,
Yep, NXT.
and Total Divas, which is coming back this week.
Oh,
I know it. And they're all interactive shows, and we like to give stuff away sometimes.
Yeah, we're giving away a Performance Center T-shirt. So if you make...
I thought you were saying performance-enhancing drugs.
No.
That
I was like,
too.
you get a lot more listeners.
We'll have the video of Eva Marie coming out tonight on repeat on our show. So.
Johnny wants that. Yeah.
I am giving away a bottle of cinnamon pills. We'll auction that off. Cinnamon's good for your metabolism, guys. Not illegal, but that's the closest I can get to a performance-enhancing drug.
There's a lot of cinnamon in those
cinnamon
cupcakes.
pills and deep tissue massage. That's what Johnny can give you.
Basically, I'm auctioning off a spa date with me.
He'll rub your calves and speed up your metabolism.
It's like a happy ending.
And then we're going to go play
massage.
horse in the playground.
And he'll take you to a pizza party.
Yeah, raid your fridge.
We are not going roller skating. I still can't do that. So anyways.
Anyway.
Renee Young backstage with Los Matadores, and they show the highlights of Los Matadores. Maybe this is the
awkward moment.
The best segment.
This is something.
In the history.
They introduce themselves, Fernando and Diego. Say Fernando and Diego.
Fernando and Diego.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
That's why you're here. That's
really
why you're
good.
here.
That was the widest version of a guy trying to do Spanish.
You know,
Gringoist.
we should take that soundbite from Mark, and every time Los Matadores are on the show from here on out, we just play Mark's soundbite.
Perfect. We'll do it.
One more time. Go ahead.
What were the names again?
Fernando and Diego.
Fernando and Diego.
Oh my God. That's like El Guapo.
When Fandango was doing, I was like Fandango, but I was like, oh wait, I can't roll the R's with that.
Yeah, that sounded aggressive. But the Fernando and Diego is good.
Fernando and Diego. There you go.
Los Matadores.
Los Matadores.
So all of a sudden, who comes in but El Torito? Oh yeah, give us an El Torito.
El Torito.
So El Torito comes running in, and he's horny, everybody.
Horny.
That's what happens when you have one white chick in a room full of Mexicans.
That's right.
Horny. At least there was no cat calling going on.
That's true.
Hey,
They were
Not that.
that's all I had to hear was a hey.
They took out their construction hats before they started yelling stuff. But yeah, Fernando says, I'm sorry, he's horny. And what I love about it, I think this is the most honest reaction we have gotten from Renee Young thus far. It was like fear / possible attraction.
She knew that they were going to say that. Like you could tell that
It looked like the
wasn't a
one
natural
moment
reaction.
she enjoyed what she was doing for her entire life. Like
actually
that
had
was the
fun.
moment she was
You got
smiling. It's like,
fun.
oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it was the least terrified she's looked so far. With the
The
microphone.
least disappointed
She
she's
even
looked.
ended it with back to ringside.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
It
a
was
Eugene
it was an old school backstage segment.
Yeah, it felt like a
Attitude Era.
Attitude Era.
Which is great. If that's what the Matadores can bring, then
Little hints of the Attitude Era. Just
let's
something.
make it happen. Let's make that happen.
He's got horn on your knees.
Yeah.
yeah, hornies.
It just made no sense, but just the way to squeeze horny in there, that's all that matters.
It was great. I'm so glad I made it in the show.
They were just like, we want the word horny in there. I don't care how you do it.
Oh, he's horny.
Twice.
Horny.
Twice.
Say horny twice.
Yeah.
And then try to justify it. I don't care how you justify it. You justify it.
Weren't they calling Hornswoggle horny for a while?
Sure.
Okay,
I think it's certain points.
They could have justified it by like when Hornswoggle hit Zeb, or not Hornswoggle, when El Torito hit Zeb, and they said like, oh, Torito got Zeb horny or something like that, and they're like, oh, well, we don't speak very good English, so
Instead of trying
that's
to
what we
say
thought it meant.
Horn to your knees.
Yeah, because that made no sense.
There you go.
Every week they should find a new
Way to say horny.
sexual connotation to use accidentally.
Oh, that's the shirt.
for
El
that.
Torito, he's horny.
He's horny.
Yeah.
Because he's got the horns. That's the shirt.
Yeah.
You
I
can
need
buy that shirt
residuals.
tomorrow.
I need
I really
residuals
don't
on this
want
shirt.
any kid wearing that. That'd be awful.
I know, next
He's horny. And then on the back, we don't speak English so well.
We know speak English.
we don't speak English.
This is getting really racist.
But it was fun.
We're not
I'm
racist.
here, though. We can do it.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. He's got a Hulkamania tattoo on his arm, for God's sake. Show that off.
Oh yeah, I could do that. I
Jesus.
could definitely
Hulk
do
Hogan.
Spaceballs.
that. And I signed it. He
Spaceballs.
signed it.
Show the
I
Spaceballs.
got
That's
the
my favorite.
Spaceballs, the tattoo.
That's the most
Unbelievable.
brilliant
That's-
tattoo.
Not even Mel Brooks sold that on Spaceballs the movie, where he's like selling the merch. Not even he went with a Spaceballs tattoo.
I showed him, and he goes, "You're crazy, kid. I love you, but you're effing crazy." And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's great. Huge compliment.
That's
Huge.
Speaking of crazy, somebody got their first win ever tonight. The Bellas and Eva Marie taking on AJ Tamina and insert diva here. This night is Oksana. Wow, this match. First off, Bellas were great. Tamina's always good. AJ's always good.
yeah,
Oksana, she was there.
I like seeing multiple Diva segments, even though it's just because of Total Divas coming back. But
absolutely,
yeah,
why not?
Well, you gotta synergy. It's all about synergy.
Yeah.
Right. Shows. Never mind. Okay.
I get it.
But Eva Marie, Eva Marie's not in the match at all.
Let's go
pretty
back
much
to
the
racist
entire
talk.
time. Tamina's cleaning house. She knocks Eva Marie off the apron to the ground.
Good bump by Eva Marie, by the way.
It was a great bump.
Solid bump.
Sold
It
well.
was. Tamina gets knocked down by Brie. Eva Marie taking the action with the blind tag, rolls up.
That's her finisher, the roll. That's her new finish.
She tagged her like this, by the way.
Yeah.
With a smile. She was smiling.
When I said aggression, I was being a little.
It's like her hand fall asleep. She like numb hands. She's like,
yeah.
and then,
Really, that was the tag was there.
and then her with the finisher roll up.
She didn't want to hurt her with the tag. She wasn't leaving a handprint on her.
It was a total recall, give these people a tag where it's just like this.
Yeah.
And just,
Good Total Recall reference.
Yeah.
I had to fit that in somewhere.
Not sure if it's applicable, but solid anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't have to make sense.
It did make sense. It's like horny, but at least you put it in there.
Yeah. You mentioned Total Recall. It's going to at least get 10 more likes on YouTube.
Because we can put that in the tagline.
Right? Total recall.
Get ready for a surprise. But she gets the roll up for the win, the first victory ever.
But was it really a roll up? It was more of like a 2-point
Tamina,
turn.
roll.
Well, do that. Okay, do that. Okay, ready?
Hand between
It
the
didn't
legs.
even look like they got a full 3 count on that.
I'm flabbergasted. Why would he? You have the Bellas who are legitimately going after AJ's title, or have been.
Yeah.
You give the win to Eva Marie.
Over
I don't
Tamina.
know.
Well, I mean,
Especially over Snuka, who's that's a legacy.
Which actually, maybe this could be setting up. Maybe AJ's going to get kind of pissed off, like you lost to her, and maybe I think it's too early to have them.
Yeah.
that's the very beginnings of something like
The
that.
match was very enjoyable.
I think it was just something to build up Eva Marie,
Eva
just to
Marie's
give her
ring gear, the new
way better.
looks freaking amazing though.
Yeah, we talked about that. Johnny was trending on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did trend on that.
But yeah, I think it's just to give Eva Marie just like okay, let's legitimize her by giving her a pin.
Right.
Instead of just have her be on the ring apron and
That's not
take
how
a
you
bump.
A pin in the ring and not.
I know, but like that's the most they
Bad win is
could.
not
That's the
gonna
Well, I don't know why.
most
I
they
don't know
could
why,
legitimize her.
I don't know why it took her so long to get good ring gear. She looks phenomenal.
And they have, a seamstress back there. I watched the show. I know
You do
what's
watch
going
Total
on.
Divas. That's true. that poor seamstress,
Sadly,
she
I do.
works hard. They
I
all
know,
work hard.
They abuse her too.
Yeah,
It's not
well,
fair.
the Funkadactyls, they dress like behind the candelabra, for God's sake. It's not easy to make those outfits.
Wow.
Oh my
Got a lot
gosh.
to work with, Woo.
That's true. But yeah,
But it's-
this was a shock. A shock to everyone.
They're building her. It's obviously, I think, the reason why they gave her the pin. Like, okay, let's put her finally out there, and she hasn't had one match on her own, right?
Yeah,
She's
no.
not ready.
She couldn't do a singles
Well, at
match, could she?
SummerSlam Access, she had her own match.
No, it was a tag match.
Oh yeah.
was a tag match?
Yeah, they couldn't
You're
give
right.
her.
She's only been
singles
training
match.
for how many months?
She was in Maria's match.
Yeah.
Menounos.
No, you're right.
We were talking about when we were watching it. Somebody mentioned, could she be the one that ends AJ's title reign eventually? Like, could you imagine?
That would be like
No,
No,
I can't imagine.
I mean, just like
no.
just.
If that happens, AJ is going to become the female CM Punk and be like, you know what, I can't take this anymore.
Well, that could be
She
a
already
great.
has become
Yeah.
that.
That's true. She kind of has. You're right.
That would be like David Arquette winning the WCW title back. That would be pretty ooh.
Yeah.
If they took the Divas title from AJ, which has worked very hard.
I think
and built
AJ's.
some-
I say AJ hangs on to that for a long time. And
Yeah.
I like how the match ended too. They actually the camera came over to AJ. She's just staring like.
while holding the title.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. This
Loved
like,
it.
are they trying to draw the line between AJ and Eva Marie at some point to try to?
No way.
I don't. Why?
She's not ready.
I know she's not. She's obviously not ready.
It takes so long to become
I
good in the
know.
ring. There's no
I know.
way.
Oh yeah.
And it's not Eva Marie's fault that she's on TV.
I'm just trying to
Good
figure out
for
why
her.
she got the win.
It's creative's fault for putting her there when she's had less than a year of wrestling experience.
But
Well, they're rushing her.
but for Total Divas, it's making sense. So I get it. Total Divas is great ratings. But as far as like Eva Marie, like I know a lot of people are clowning on her, and yeah, we tend to do it too. But for how little she's been wrestling, I mean, it's not that easy.
She's
to do.
there. No, yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not very easy at all.
She's out there.
But yeah, she's doing it. So more power to her.
But the win was surprising.
Yeah, just
I'm excited for whatever happens Survivor Series wise with this. I mean, I don't know. AJ, the title's going to have to be on the line unless we end up doing, which this will probably happen, a Survivor Series style matchup between Total Divas.
Well, they're going to try to get all the divas in a match.
One big payday, right?
So I'm thinking AJ's title will not be on the line in Survivor Series.
Probably not.
That makes sense.
It'd be cool to see a Survivor Series style match.
With the Divas, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Before, right? Plenty of times.
Well, that's true. They have had. That's true. They kind of did at the one pay-per-view.
At the
elimination match?
But when's the last time they had a Survivor Series Divas match, though? I bet you it's been a long time.
I don't think they've ever
If ever.
that.
So I think this is the perfect year to do it.
The Divas have never been as visible as they have been now.
Yep.
Even back with Lita and that stuff, it still wasn't. It was promoting
true.
individual divas. This is like a whole group that they're trying to push, and they've never had that before.
There's at least 10 on camera right now. Right?
Oh, they can do that. I think it only makes sense to go 5-on-5. I think that's something that's hasn't really been done, and it's perfect. The show comes back on the 17th, 1 week before Survivor Series. Maybe they'll announce it on Raw the next night after Total Divas debuts. Perfect.
A perfect plug-in. Yeah, there you go.
Survivor Series shaping up to be solid.
There you go. We wrote it.
We just made it happen.
You're welcome.
The final segment of the show, Triple H and Stephanie come down to the ring. They call out the Big Show. Once again, he's smiling. He is the band Bashful Show, looking good in his suit, looking happy. Stephanie says, all right, look, we both agreed to settle. Just tell us, what do you want? And he responds with, I want you to ride your broom back to Connecticut.
Hey!
I think that they called him out for that, though. They're like, I don't want to be sophomoric.
Yeah, you want to trade sophomoric barbs? That was solid.
It was an open mic show. That's what it was.
It was a little bit. Well, most wrestling going back and forth with the promos, a lot of times
They're
it
a
is
little corny.
a lot of poopy jokes.
And nobody called out David Flair being in the front row.
Someone did on Twitter, though.
Somebody did on Twitter.
Someone sent me a picture.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have known because it looked like Chris Christie sitting back there. I don't.
Is that the governor of New Jersey?
Is that the governor of New Jersey? Good seats.
So Big Show grabs the microphone.
Anywho.
So Big Show grabs the microphone and he cracks a couple jokes, smiling. He says, look, just want my job back, man. And Triple H says, you could take your job. And Steph's like, whoa, slow down. She takes the microphone and says, you know what, Show? You could have your job back. To which Big Show starts with the yes chants, which I
don't like.
Do without.
It's taking it away from Brian.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already taken it away from Brian, and it seems weird for Big Show to take his catchphrase.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's backed by WrestleMania for Brian. I don't know. It is a little weird. You're right. But Show also says, oh, one more thing. I think it's only fair that the world's largest athlete deserves the world's largest bonus, and he wants to be the face of the WWE. That Big Show smile. All of a sudden, the Shield's music hits. They pop down to the ring as we go to commercial.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, a little weird. Anytime the Shield comes down, generally it's not a commercial moment.
Yeah, are they going to just hang out there before
They've
the
done
rail?
this once or twice before, though.
Really? With the Shield coming down?
I think they did it once before. It was a really weird transition.
It's always when the Shield comes out and just stands. That's when they go to commercial. It's like when they come out and confront someone, they don't. But it's like
So with the yes chant, I feel like it's become more of a movement.
It has,
it's like anti-authority than it is.
They took it. Yeah.
It is Daniel Bryan's thing, but it's become this bigger picture.
Yeah, I'm not saying that so much Big Show took it. I'm just saying if for some reason it seems to become not his anymore and become something
but
bigger.
You still, every time you hear it, you think of Daniel Bryan, so it's only building him up as well.
That is true.
That is true. Point taken.
Yeah.
You've defeated me.
It's like the wet chance, but no one really used it other than Stone
The
Cold.
what chance?
The what?
Oh.
What? So
I thought you said the wet chance. That's why I was confused.
No, that would be that's the Randy Orton chant.
Wet. Oh my gosh, if that started. Oh man.
Wet. Hashtag
wet.
If that started.
No, I got to get to arena and start that.
Yeah. Hey everyone, it's cause he's really wet. Let's start.
Come on. When he talks, say wet, everybody.
That'd be the best moment ever.
How that? You can't put your hands away. They go wet. You'd be like
Wet.
You go wet.
Wet.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
But you got to do it with that face of disgust.
Wet. Oh, damn it.
He's all over me.
Kathy just splashed me.
Wet. Johnny's all wet.
I got the whatever on him.
Rub.
So Big Show wants a WWE title shot against Randy Orton at Survivor Series. Triple H says no, to which Big Show, another classic Big Show moment, Just he smiles.
good.
He's so good. He's like, well, it was nice doing business with you. As he's walking out of the ring, he's just a happy-go-lucky guy. He's like, oh, by the way, my attorney will be in touch tomorrow morning with the board, and he'll complete his task of owning all of you. So good night.
All of you. That was the best line.
So matter of fact.
He is so good at delivering comedy. He's so good at it.
So matter of fact.
He's got such great timing.
He really
great.
did.
I will give him that.
As he's walking down the step, and I'll complete my task of owning all of you. So good night and good day, sir. And just walks up to the ramp.
I mean, for a big man to have that much body control to be able to just
to not only take steps.
Yeah, he doesn't have a swivel hip either, like Khali.
No, but just to fill out the motions of a guy's like, all right, see you later. I mean, just.
And then he makes Triple H say like 15 times, "You have your match at Survivor Series." Just keeps making him say it over and over and over again, which is so great. But he did say, now that you have your job back, it's only fair that you compete tonight in a handicap match. The Shield also with Randy Orton, to which shows like, yeah, of course. So he has to wrestle on his wingtips. And this is a nice little go back and forth. Big Show eventually fights him off. The Shield's ganging up on him. Orton, everyone. Big Show just gets rid of the Shield and kind of corners Orton. Next thing, it's Hellfire and Brimstone. Or is it?
It's Hellfire and Brookstone?
Yeah. Yes.
Perhaps.
It is Corporate Kane with a K.
Or is it Corporate Kane with a C? C. Okay, that
Corporate
makes sense. There, you're right.
Corporate with a K.
You had it right.
Kane with a C.
Kane with a...
No, you had it right.
Yeah,
Continue.
yeah.
Corporate Kane. I just killed that.
Just
No,
way to
you're
put
not
the
here for your
brakes on-
spelling, Mark. It's okay.
Way to put the brakes on
No,
that
I was
segment.
You're here to provide some diversity, and we appreciate it.
You're here so we can talk racistly about the
It's
Spanish
because
people.
English is my second language. Sorry.
So just accept it.
How awesome was Corporate Kane in his suit, just coming out of the ring, starts tossing chairs into the ring. They do the concerto of all concertos on Big Show. Just keep nailing, and then the triple power bomb after the RKO, then the triple power bomb on the announcer's table.
Ridiculous.
As we go off there.
Show's just holding on to just holding on for dear life from that power bomb. Don't drop me, guys. Don't drop me, guys.
Yeah,
I get hurt a lot.
that was incredible.
So good.
What a
Such
way to end
good
it.
way to end it. And
Kane
Through a table. And it wasn't the Spanish announce table for once.
No, it wasn't.
Well, that's only for pay-per-views.
Yeah, try it. They say that best for paper.
The Spanish announce.
they'll throw the people through the regular announcer table when it's the end of the show.
Yeah.
So
The Spanish announce table has become like the David Caruso sunglass thing in whatever show he's on.
It's a wink to the audience.
But man, Corporate Kane.
Corporate
and then
Kane.
I love-
your observation about
his
Kane.
baby hair.
He's got the baby hair.
He's got baby hair. He's got baby hair. It's
That's why you don't shave your head bald when
Yeah,
you can still grow a full head of hair.
he's using Bosley.
Yeah. Because he
head-
comes back, it's like 15 years later. I can grow my hair out now. I can be Corporate Kane. I can grow my hair out. I don't have to do that half shave thing.
Yeah.
Like, what? Baby hair?
Baby
That's all that's growing back? Fuck. That's why you don't shave your hair in the prime of your life. You don't not go
right.
bald at the prime of your life and you can still grow hair.
That's right.
Because you'll get stuck with baby hair.
And that's it.
Baby hair Kane.
But what a way to end it. I did not see Corporate Kane coming. I mean, obviously last week with the whole, this is what's best for business, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. She holds up the mask. Didn't see this
I
coming.
didn't see Corporate Kane. No, that was a shocker.
This was a really good Raw overall. I mean, there were like just the end of that one match, and then
Well, it's really gearing up for Survivor Series. You can, they're getting everything set up, and you can tell they're getting ready to just go full steam ahead towards
usually I
Survivor
feel
Series.
like they don't have their stuff together this early.
Yeah, usually it's like the week before, like, okay, we have 2 matches settled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, recently it's been okay. Let's announce this match on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get like the
We last pay-per-view we had 3 different segments or 3 different matches announced that night.
yeah. You're getting like WWE app updates like the day of the pay-per-view. Oh, just added. I'm like, this one seems like they know what they're doing full
Yeah.
Well,
steam.
that's the problem when you have so many pay-per-views in between the big ones.
Well,
it's like
3 in
Survivor
October.
Series. Yeah.
got to throw them together.
Got to sell those pink shirts.
Yeah.
Did you buy
But
a pink shirt?
No.
But it's fun.
I will. I'm going to get a punk one.
hoodie.
I'm going to get a punk
He
one.
bought a pink hoodie.
Next time you're on
I
the
did
show.
buy a pink hoodie.
But no, I mean, it's funny because, with Kane, we thought we've seen every single reincarnation of Kane. Except
This was good.
Corporate Kane. I like it because it looks like he just came out of a libertarian party, just
Which
straight from
he did.
Which he did.
It's straight from
He's
there.
like, no, I don't need my gear tonight, guys. I'm
yeah.
cool.
It's like, you know what? I just came from a debate. Time to go to work. Job number 2. Just
Which,
amazing.
I hope he wrestles in that though.
I would like to see that.
Like IRS? Just Erwin R. Shyster?
That's a good question. What is he going to wrestle in?
Maybe he'll get like a suit that just has Velcro on the side so he can rip it off. And then
Or he could just do the Mankind, corporate Mankind, and just the Kane attire with just the dress shirt and the tie over top of it.
Or you can take it off and it's a bodysuit that's a suit.
Like a giant Gonzales suit, but it's just airbrushed
like
suit.
those t-shirts that have the tuxes on them.
There we go.
Like a morph suit, but
Prom
it's all
night.
Like, it's all, exactly, there you go.
And there goes Kane with the hose. With that said, I think we can end the show. Wet. Hashtag wet. We have created something tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
This ragtag bunch of throwbacks on this show tonight. We managed to pull it off. Cathy Kelley, put yourself over on the way out.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley, and you can find me here doing a ton of shows.
Outstanding. Eddie Pence, put yourself over.
I'm at Eddie Pence on Twitter, and I'm headlining the Hollywood Improv December 6th.
Boom.
You can catch me on Twitter at the Mark Gonzales, or on my website, thefakemarkgonzales.com.
That's right. Fear LA is blog at Loquasto. Also, I'm going to be in Vegas the week of Thanksgiving at Harrah's Improv, but I'll talk more about it. Go to thumbwrestler.com, check out the film. And with that said, this has been an amazing show, guys. We will be back next week, hopefully with Dale and Josh, but you guys were amazing.
Oh, thank you.
But we're fired, is what you're saying.
What? Good luck in all your future endeavors. That's it for the Raw After Show. Thank you as always for watching. Thank you as always for listening. We love you. Keep being interactive with us, and let's keep growing everything, guys. Good night, everybody.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.